Jacob, hi.
Hi, Miss Smith.
Hi. I noticed that you had a couple stories in your Writer's Workshop journal, some old ones and a new one that we just published together. And they were both about a really special topic to you. Can you talk to me about what you wrote about?
Sure. Well, I wrote about a very special time that happened in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And it was when I had cancer.
It was when you had cancer. So how did you get the idea to write about cancer in Writer's Workshop? Did your teacher say that you should do that, or how did that happen?
Well, it happened by my mom telling Miss Robson that I had cancer, and then Miss Robson telling me that she had cancer also.
Yeah, she's also a cancer survivor.
So then I just got the idea, and for this one, I got the idea from that one.
Yeah, that's exactly right. This is the first story I remember you having up on our wall in our classroom. What kind of writing is this? What do we call this genre of writing?
Well, we call this genre, it's a memoir.
A memoir. And what does that mean, a memoir?
A memoir means something that really happened in our life.
Yeah, and unfortunately, cancer really did happen to you, didn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. Do you mind go ahead and reading the first story that you wrote for us?
Mm-mm.
Okay, thanks.
Would you like me to read the title?
Sure.
Too? When I had cancer. When I was in Wilson's Children's Hospital, I had cancer. I got a stuffed lion. I was only about 2 years old. My dad and brother came to see me. I almost died, but I'm a cancer survivor. I threw up almost all the time I ate. I was embarrassed the first time I slept with my stuffed lion, but later I felt much better. Now I sleep with it almost all. Now I sleep with it almost all of the time. My lion is so furry. It has plastic for the whiskers. I will never forget it. It is fun to me. It is as old as me. My health was very bad. I have asthma too. I was in the hospital 9 months. A lot of my friends died from cancer. It was a very sad time. I was very bored. When I got here, I was happy.
Yeah, and I see that this was the copy that Miss Robson typed up after you worked in this. Can you talk to me about what is this yellow folder that we got out of your desk?
Well, this yellow folder that we got out of my desk, it's my writer's workshop folder where I do all my work except for publishing.
Oh, okay. So this is something that you write in.
Yes.
Okay. How often do you use your Writer's Workshop folder?
Well, about every single day for at least 1 hour.
Wow, that's great. And how do you get all the ideas for your stories in your writer's workshop folder?
I get all my ideas for my writing from stories that you or Miss Robson read to the class.
Yeah, and you've had some great ideas for different stories.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about this old cancer story, and you explained how that was a real memory and something that really happened. Yeah. And then recently, you published this new story.
Just yesterday.
Just finished publishing yesterday. And I remember we had some talks about it during Writer's Workshop. And you made some writing decisions and worked at it. You've worked on this quite a few days, haven't you?
This one I worked on it for about 5 days.
Yeah, it was a pretty special story. This one is really different than the old one.
This one is really different than this one.
Yeah. Can you read your new Writer's Workshop story so then we can talk about it?
So, no, Jessica is dead, I cried. I felt terrible after she died. Her great, powerful, secret love for me will never be replaced. She was my best friend on cancer. I met her in Wolfson's Children's Hospital on level 8. Me and Jessica were in the hospital for 4 years together. Her cancer came back 6 times. I never will forget Jessica. It was dreadfully, terribly hard on me when I found out she was dead. I knew so much about her the day before. I was frightened for her. Jessica had dark blonde hair. Her eyes shimmered in the sunlight. A leg of hers was wrapped up in a shimmering striped piece of cloth. Jessica always thought I was the handsomest kid around. All that she did was lay in bed. She didn't have a wheelchair or crutches. She only had one leg. Whenever I visited her, she would ask me if I would like to sit on her leg. We always would talk together. We would always say stuff like, "How are you doing? What are you up to lately?" She would always listen to what I told and asked her. To my mom, she is just a memory, but to me, she is still living. It was not that painful on her because she died in her sleep. When I first met her, I was scared. I was scared because she only had one leg. When I got to know Jessica, her cancer had already came back once. I didn't know that cancer could kill us, but when I found out Jessica died from cancer, then I found out cancer can kill us.
Wow. That's a really powerful story that you wrote, and